And then 3 Peter tells us to read religiously. Look at 1 Peter 2, verse 2. Like newborn babies, crave pure spiritual milk so that by it you may grow up in your salvation, now that you've tasted that the Lord is good. He says, like newborn babies. And here he's not referring to new Christians. He's referring to all Christians who should crave the word like babies crave milk. And of course, it is the word. That's the context here. We've seen that in verse 23 and verse 25. It's all about the word. That's the milk. It's the word. Chapter 2, verse 1 connects 25. This is the word that was preached to you. Therefore, rid yourselves of sin and crave pure spiritual milk. Long for it. It's the same word used in Psalm 42:1. As a deer longs for streams of water, so I long for you, God. Ultimately, to crave the word is to crave God. That's the means by which we have a relationship with him, is through the word. And he says, so like newborn babies, crave the milk. How do newborn babies crave milk? When it's convenient, when they can find the time. I feel like Alicia has either been pregnant or nursing for the last 8.5 years. And I've noticed that they don't crave it when it's convenient or when they find time. They crave milk violently. If you're late, it's back-curling, red-faced violence. They crave it with violence. They demand it every 3 hours, and if you're 2 minutes late, there's rage. Like if they had the ability, they would straight up karate chop you in the throat for that milk. They long for it. They crave it instinctively, eagerly, and incessantly. And that's how God wants us to crave his word. Instinctively, they want it and even need it. And remember our new nature, we've been born again, 1 Peter 1:3. And so we should have these new desires, these new values, these new priorities. So part of our nature as born again children of God is that we should instinctively crave the word. Do you instinctively crave it? Newborns crave milk eagerly. Bo's 8 months now, and if you have a bottle towards him, he just kind of starts dancing. Those little legs just start kind of hopping. Eagerly crave it. I don't have to say, listen, bud, you need this. This is good for you. I don't have to try to convince him. I just have to bring it out and give it to him. It's eagerly craving it. They crave it eagerly, and if they could speak, they would tell everybody about it. You've got to get some of this. You've got to taste this. This is so good. The goodness of the milk necessitates proselytization. So are we eager for the word? Do we eagerly crave it? And newborns crave milk incessantly, without ceasing, all the time. And so are we in the word regularly? Are we in the word daily? We should all have permanent spiritual milk mustaches. And listen, it doesn't matter if you've trusted the Christ 1 year or 10 years or 20 years or 30 years. This command is for you. All believers at all times should crave the pure spiritual milk.